Hello, my name is Second, and we are playing Godslapper's Paradise. And what I want to do today is first, I want to get into aquaculture. We need to get our hauling skill up to 15 very quickly. Somewhere in here, amongst all this, there's a tackle box. There we go. Okay, this isn't too bad. I thought it was concrete, and I haven't given us a really good concrete recipe. We're gonna want that. We're gonna want 2 iron hooks with which to make a double hook. This is why we're here. The double hook will give us a second roll, and that in tandem with the treble hooks in the relics will help us get this skill up pretty fast. There's a couple more things we can make. We can make some fishing line. If we have a nautilus shell, we can make a bobber. Other thing we're gonna need is a fishing rod. We won't make the fancy one. We'll need some enchantments. Now, aquaculture also adds a lot of fish to the game, and there are different fish in different biomes, and they're all unique food for purposes of Spice of Life Carrot Edition. Now what you do with this thing, you can store all kinds of fishing things over here. We're gonna put a minnow in the bait slot. You can only put one in there. See, it's got a durability. We're gonna add the hook, the bobber, and the fishing line. You don't need any of this stuff for it to work, but the more of it you have, the better fishing you do. So let's see how we do. We should, we don't have lure on this thing. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, 3 catches, pretty good. Let's check out our skills. We should, at least occasionally, get at least 1 extra roll. I think the way it works is that the triple hooks give you a roll on the fishing loot table each, and this other one gives you another roll for each roll you get. So if it works like that, whoops. Okay, 1, 2, okay, we got 3 again. But, it moves along pretty quickly. Even without lure, it moves along pretty quickly. We'll have to put lure on this thing. Now we're starting to accumulate a bunch of magical books, and also a bunch of items that have magic on them. Enchantments is what I really mean to say. And I would like to do something about all of them. I want to make a Library of Alexandria, and we're going to need 15 potions of regeneration. And with a little help from our time in the bottle, this will truck right along. Alright, we'll just throw all these in here. And is that the only complicated thing we need? Let's see. Well, we're in the wrong GUI. Okay. So we'll need to teach this thing how to make nether brick blocks, but otherwise, I think we're okay. We're gonna need 19 of these. 19 health shells. We're gonna replace these with them. Okay, so what? Notice the Eterna is plus 1.5, maximum 2250. That means we can enchant up to level 45 in here, and we need to, because we need to enchant 4 health shells with infusion, and it takes level 45. Okay. Whoops. Here's 1. And we gotta do 3 more. Now we got a couple of them. Come here, you. You gonna come on? There you go. The Creedy is gained by beacon version, just like you saw. I'm not sure where it's gone. Go in here. Maybe in here. Yeah, it's around here somewhere. Oh, I see it. Come here, you. Now the Creepy and the Iron Bee bred together should get us a Uranite Bee, which will come in very handy. Yeah. When we upgrade to one of the Pawa reactors for our power source, I'm pretty sure. Come here. That will just need like a block of, let's see, block of Uranite probably. Yep. We got a radioactive bee. We'll have to run that again. It's not to say the radioactive bee might not come in handy. We're gonna take a uranium block out there so that it can pollinate. Okay, let's try again here. Go on. Hey, there's a Uranite bee. Very nice. Alright, we got all 4. And a bunch of ender chests and an enchanting table will give us an enchantment library. Now we can use this. We can get up to level 100, which we eventually can, to get to Library of Alexandria, but this will do us just fine for quite a while. What you do with this thing, you feed it. We'll put it over here by the library stuff. You feed it enchanted books, and it remembers everything you give it. It remembers the level, like the max level, and it remembers how many points worth. Like, Unbreaking 2, say, is worth 2 points. Well, here's a bunch, right? So, capacity, we put 4 points in there. We got max level available 3. Max level available 4, because that was the projectile protection. It gave us 2 points per level. And then shell, okay. And we can just keep feeding this thing books. Now we fed it another capacity book. Now the max level available is 7, and it has 68 points available. We can take this stuff right back out of here for the price of experience, and I think that's about it. Now that's cool and all, but what about all this gear that we've picked up? We're gonna make ourselves a disenchanter. Oh, we need another crafter. I think I have one ready. Yes, I do. Very good. Alright. We're gonna plop it down right over here because it's gonna need some power too. This will start filling it up. The other thing it's gonna need is experience. And as far as cyclic goes, we are going to be using an experience pylon to get cyclic experience. Now, experience is, you know, your life force, the concentrated essence of all you are and all you have learned. Naturally, in Minecraft, that means it's a liquid. Now we're gonna pop a little fluid pipe down here, and the experience pipe right on top of it. And we're gonna set this to extract. And all we gotta do is jump right up on top of here and sneak. And that's a ton of experience. That will probably fill that. And now we should make ourselves a whole bunch of books. So all these random enchanted things that we've grabbed in our time, we can convert into the vanilla items and enchanted books, which we can then in turn feed into our enchantment library. Now the main thing this will give us that the soul enchanter won't is indestructible. Anything we find with indestructible on it, we can get into here and get out and onto something else. Now if we were to use all of beekeeping, it would remember its max level. Say if we used all for blast protection, at least apparently. also starting to work on the final section of the tower up here. So there's that. Main thing I want to do today, though, is there are some items from Botania that we are going to want. And all of that's going to start with the runic altar, which we can go ahead and make out of, I think it's a little worker like this. Yeah. And we're going to need, we don't have another mana spreader, so we're going to need one of those. Oh, we need some more living wood. Okay. There we go. I'm going to pop that down. Oh, this is a terrible place for that. I have no idea what that noise is. I keep hearing it. It's just kind of... Okay, so it recognizes the runic altar now. Very good. I don't know if it was trying to do something, though. It was really weird. It's my own pack. I feel like I should at least have some level of understanding as to what's happening with it. Anyway, we're going to need to make a couple of runes. Because we're going to need some terra steel. We're going to need the runes to make the terra steel. Here we go. Now we'll start with the rune of water. So we're going to need a fishing rod. We're going to need a sugar cane. We're going to need 5 mana steel. We should have plenty of that from our mana steel bee. Well, we're going to need more than 5, aren't we? I think we'll just take all of these. We only need 1 for the first one we're making. We're also going to need a bunch of mana powder. We can get that just from throwing some redstone dust or a number of other dusts into our mana pool. What was the one other thing we needed? We needed some bone meal. So, recipes for the runic altar all work in a similar fashion. You just right-click the items in the lexica, or, it shows it in JAI, onto the altar. And when all of the proper ingredients are in place, when all of the proper ingredients are in place, this will start funneling... What on earth? This will supposed to start sending mana from the mana pool into the runic altar. But although this is connected to the runic altar, did I mess up the recipe? Mana powder, mana steel. No, it's the right recipe. It recognizes it. It's just not getting any mana. Sometimes I mess this up via redstone. Sometimes I mess it up in other ways. That didn't seem to help. We're going to go ahead and break and replace this thing. Okay. Now it's visibly shooting mana over. Okay, I don't know what was up with that. And whatever was happening to that weird dinging noise made it look like it was shooting at the cast. It didn't do anything to the cast, did it? No. Anyway, when it's got enough mana, the little I'm like pointing at the screen because you can see my finger. The little radial progress display will be completely green. The X will go away. Now what that plus and then living rock and wand of the forest is telling you is you right click with living rock, you right click with the wand of the forest. They all end like that. So I'm going to make also these other runes and also a rune of mana, which just uses a mana pearl, so all stuff we've seen before. And we got fire, and an earth, and we got the air, and we got 1 rune of mana. Now what we're gonna make is something called a terrestrial Formation plate, or similar. Use this in the making of terra steel. And we got a couple left over here. I wonder if I gave myself any decent rewards for that. I probably didn't. Okay, we got some levels, okay. Alright. So, what we need to do, and we can see this in the Lexica. Do I have a Lexica somewhere? Here we go. If you go into the terra steel, you can see what the multi-block looks like. Under the plate is living rock, and lapis block. And yes, I'm standing out here and just realizing that indeed I have now done aquaculture twice. Sorry about that. Anyway, plop the plate right down there. And we're gonna need a couple of sparks. Now, sparks are another way to transfer mana. I don't know if we're gonna find ourselves with any more petals. Let's make ourselves a bunch of just random petals. Yeah, we got plenty of red, right? Okay. Sounds wonderful. Excuse me. Sounds wonderful. We're gonna put one spark right down on top of the mana pool here. And we're gonna place another one so it's on top of the terrestrial agglomeration plate. We're gonna need to clear out our inventory a little bit. And then we're gonna want a diamond and an ender pearl. Because to make terra steel, you need a couple of things. You need a mana pearl, mana steel, and a mana diamond. And you need a full mana pool. Now, it was full just a second ago, and then we made the pearl and the diamond. It'll be full again in a second. Okay, we're nice and full. Now, what you do, and as always, when messing with Botania, you'll want to have your magnet off. You just right-click a mana steel, a mana diamond, and a mana pearl onto the terrestrial plate. And you can see the mana going from the spark over here. This thing is, depleting its speed. It'll take the entire mana pool. We will get 1 terra steel ingot. Hey, there we go. And wonderful. We're immediately going to turn it into nuggets. What we want to do is we want to build ourselves the Elven Gateway. I don't think I'm going to keep any of this Botania stuff once we have all the stuff we want, so I'm just going to pop it down right over here. Now, we're going to need, again, a couple of things. We're going to need an Elven Gateway core, first of all. That's where 3 of our nuggets are going. We're also going to need some of this stuff, some of this glimmering living wood. We're going to need 3 of them. And we're going to need a bunch more living wood. Now, what you do is you put the gateway core down right here. And then you go doot, 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 doot. That's 3 doots each. And then we'll pop the glimmering right here. And we go up another 2. And we got our glimmering, and we got the basics of our gate. Now, we're also gonna need a couple of mana pools over here. And I'm gonna need to make some more living rock. Now we're just gonna pop them down right here. That'll be just fine. Now, a little later on, we'll be able to transfer mana into these, well, you know what? There's nothing stopping us from doing it directly right now, is there? We can just, switch it over to this one. Switch the mana spreader, that is. It'll fill this one up, and then we'll have it fill that one up, and we'll be styling. Now, the other thing we're going to need are some Natura pylons. And we're going to need a little bit more mana steel, which we should have. Barely. Only got the 1B out there. And then we're going to need 2 more mana diamonds. Here we go. Very good. The pylons are we're gonna need Eyes of Ender too, huh? Let's go ahead and just make 2 of these. There we go. So we make our Natura pylons, and then from them, or we make our, whatever these are, the mana pylons, and then we'll make the Natura pylons from them. We want to put them right on top of the mana pool, which is easier said than done. There we go. Now, while we're at all of this, we're going to take a mana diamond, 8 living rock, and make a mana tablet. I think we might have already made one of these, but I can't find it. Our Drigme has been getting us unstable gunpowder, so we can go ahead and make the Mercurial set, which you can see, like, the full bonus. It just, gives you more resistance every time, an explosion goes off. So, in terms of raw numbers, it's not as good as our crystallized obsidian, but if there's gonna be explosions going off, that resistance is pretty tempting. Plus, I think this stuff's gonna look cool on an armor stand, which is, why I do most of the things I do in this pack. It looks cool on an armor stand. That's pretty cool. You gotta see the helmet. It's huge. I love it. Now we could also make the Great Blade, which, causes an explosion on a successful hit. Also, it looks really awesome. That's a wonderful model. That's fantastic. We can also make what looks like a pretty cool rifle. Let's see if I can spot it here. Yeah. What do we miss? Oh, we need the gun frame. Okay, 1 gun frame coming up. Here it is. This is, it's like a rocker rifle, except, I think it explodes on. Yeah, it doesn't do quite as much, gun damage, but it does create an explosion on impact. So let's go take a pot shot at some things. Here we go. Hey, you! Hold still. Oh my. Oh, nice! That's right. Who's this? Okay, you gotta go. But what is this thing? It's a tree spear. Okay. You're coming with us. I have never seen one of those guys before. Don't know how tall they are. I hope it doesn't suffocate. Let's see. Seems fine. Took a little damage coming in. We're gonna name him. Hello, General Flabbergast. Yeah, he's tall. But his hitboxes... I have never even seen one of these things. Wonder what they drop. Counting on you, buddy. So I'm starting to work on trimming up the outside a little bit. And one of the things we're going to want for that is some of these flower boxes from supplementaries. We're going to put some... We put them right up against the window. And they work just like flower pots, except they hold 3 flowers, and you can choose by where you click with the flower where you want each flower to go, if you have a preference. Now, we're not going to go super mad with all of these, but I figure a couple windows, just give it that little bit of color. Now, places where we're not going to do that, we're going to use something called a parapet, which, these are added by Macaw's windows. We're going to use the dark oak one. We've used dark oak for I don't know, most of what, do I not have a recipe for dark oak planks? I just might not. That's alright. Just make some. We're using a lot of dark oak, so that's what we're going to use for a lot of these windows. Now these you place on the block underneath, so try to keep up. Speaking mostly to myself. Now, switching gears to astral sorcery for a second. I have tried so many ways to automate the, what do you call them, the light wells. And I was just messing with it. I set it back up because we need, we're gonna need a bunch of liquid starlight for something that I want to do later, maybe next episode. But what I don't want to do is hang out manually feeding it aquamarines. So what I'd like to try, I want to try this like click machine here. I think it's just a click machine. We're gonna just set it to always on. Okay, so we can give it a needs power. It's gonna need power. We don't want it to use the left hand, but it is gonna need power. Let's try popping our friendly neighborhood battery on the back of this thing. We'll set it to export power. Okay, yeah. This thing took some power. Now the question is, once this thing breaks, will this thing right-click an aquamarine into the light well? We shall see. So we got 30 in here. We'll go do the other things that we're doing and check back later. Okay, I think we probably have a good amount. You just right-click with your Wand of the Forest onto the gateway core, and the portal will open. It's really a trading mechanic. Like, you throw stuff in here, and for the price of mana, you'll get stuff back. Once you throw the, excuse me, the Lexica in there, it unlocks most of this stuff. Now, a lot of things that are going to be very useful to us, but now you can throw in stuff that it won't take. Also, you can see it all in JI, everything that we can do here. So I'm just going to make all these trades. We're going to get, the mana steel, mana glass, living wood, all the things you make. And also regular nether quartz. We'll get you elven quartz, which you use for one thing, but also makes a very nice block. And diamonds will get you dragonstone. Mana diamonds, mana pearls will get you pixie dust. Now the first thing I traded for was a mana steel bee spawn egg for an elementium bee spawn egg. That's a recipe that Productive Bees adds if you have Botania in the pack. So that's cool. Another thing we want to do immediately is make the upgraded mana spreader. This is much better. The one we have down here is slow, it's lossy. We're not doing as well as we could be doing. We'll just have to, okay, so they remember that there's a mana spreader here that they want to always do that. There we go. Whatever it is, it seems to be when I get in the way of the mana beam. So this should allow us to transmit mana much more quickly. Yeah, it's not. The other one was always full. This one is, it's kind of just keeping up. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to put some more mana pools down. Now we're gonna put some more sparks on top of them. We could augment these. For instance, we can make a dispersive spark. I think we have all of these things. Here, this is what I'm trying to do. Here's the right GUI. Pixie dust, mana steel, rune of water. You can get these, you place these, I think you just right click? Yeah, you just right click. And I think, well, maybe that's, they seem to be just sending it all over the place. Is it getting over here? No, this is not doing what I thought it did. Let's, right-click with the wand of the forest. There we go. Let's take a look in here. Oh, that's the wrong... it's the wrong manual. Okay, it's the recessive augment that I want. Here we go. No problem. Now what we should get is this mana pool will fill these two up. And then we'll start filling up itself. Yeah, pretty cool. And I think that's gonna about do it for this time, folks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.